Hey, welcome back to another episode of Across the Pond. I am Josh, the Vaping Jedi, and I have my two lovely co-hosts, Angela and Adam. We are joined by the man himself, our very own Raging Cajun. This is Sifu Mustache. How are we doing, buddy?
I'm doing. Thanks for asking.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to thank our $4 club. Thanks, Frank Undy, our one and only patron. You help us stay on Patreon.
Afloat.
It's much appreciated. And we're going to thank all you folks for coming back every time we have an episode, and it's just one big fuck up after another. But we make it fun. You guys make it fun. Free rider. I thought you said freeloader. Anyway, thanks again.
Thank you, Patreon. You're doing everything.
For, like providing all of our wonderful intros and whatnot. So let's see. Who wants to start off a buffet tonight?
Let the Raging Cajun start.
Yeah,
there we go. Honor.
Oh well. Okay, well let's do the thing. So tonight, all day I've been vaping the billet box. I have a lab rat with some dope super secret panel project.
Ooh.
With a mission orbit and my cactus guava Sokka's Mindbender in it. And I have an Evoke 2 with a Nightmare Mini, custom coated by our good buddy Ashton Palmer. And I have a prototype lemon cookie in this. And it's going well, the lemon cookie. Yeah.
I like lemon cookie.
It's going nicely. And I have a Lost Vape Quest Delima with a Squirida and some Peach Among Worlds in that. And I do have a Axis, Infinity Mod Axis.
Ooh.
I got this from Oscar himself in Houston at the NVE show with a Nightmare. And that's got another prototype liquid in there.
That looks very comfortable to hold.
Yeah, these things, like I don't know if you know the story about this mod. He was in a bad accident, and he had a certain spine. So if you look at the mod, like this is a vertebrae disc.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Disc, vertebrae disc. And this is the rod that they put in him to
no shit.
To heal him.
That's sick.
So when you look at the X-ray next to the mod, it looks exactly like this mod.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
this thing is rad. It's one of the best performing neck mods I've ever held, and it's great. And I got another prototype thing, so I've been testing a lot of things. So yeah, that's basically the buffet for today. It's been mostly the billet. It's been mostly the lab rat with the orbit all day today.
Welcome back to the rabbit hole, my friend.
Yeah, I'm full in it. Like I'm taking the red pill, and I'm tumbling down. And just the Boros are just so much. The bridges are just so much better now from the last experience. It's just they're more accessible and they're good. I mean, I'm getting RDA flavor out of this orbit. So
yes,
yeah, this is my vape hole all day today. And, yeah.
What are you drinking on anything tonight?
To pass it to someone. Let's pick Angela.
Oh gosh. All right. Y'all ready? Because I got a whole. Just kidding. Guys, I just keep it easy. Keep it easy, right? So I got this. I just picked up Strag 3 because lazy, And with that, I'm kind of excited about this. I went to my new local vape shop and I found a whole bunch of, you guys ready? Legacy liquids.
Really?
I found a bottle of Ghost Milkhead.
Wow.
Right? I'm kind of excited about this. So I've been vaping that with my cup of New Orleans blend community coffee because Sifu's here.
Very
And
nice.
also my big kick-ass bottle of positive affirmations from Snarky Tea. Shout out, ladies of Snarky. Yeah, that's what I got. How exciting!
Well, I'm gonna go next because Adam always takes a whole bunch of time with his. So tonight is just a little bit of there we go, a little bit of mouth to lung action with the Gras 2. Loaded up with, ready for this? That new
The guava jelly.
Deep Cuts, the mixtape, guava jelly. Amazing guava lemonade. Plain and simple. It's just there. I've got my Aria with the Juggernaut MR. Nice little single coil banger there. With one of my legacy liquids. The fountain.
Oh, fountain.
Blast off. It is Baja Blast in an e-liquid. It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
And I have a pink drink. I don't know.
Pink drink.
I don't know how many people remember Ruby Roo and her pink drinks, but there it is. I've got a pink drink.
Love it.
It's pink lemonade vodka and Mountain Dew Spark. Amazing.
It's really good stuff. I like the Spark.
And it pairs well with the guava jelly.
Cool.
Adam, all you.
Guava jelly's good.
I've only got a couple of things tonight.
Yeah, he always says that.
I do. I've got the LE Stormtrooper Abyss with the ether, and in that is a mix of Amatorium Country Fudge and Dripper Labs praline ice cream. So it's like a praline ice cream with fudge on top, mate. Unbelievable. Ooh. So I'm really enjoying that. But they taste great apart, but put them together and they taste even better. So I got that, and I've got the Denali on the Nightmare 25 in there. I've got Banana Man, as always. And then lastly, so I told you I've only got three things. Got the billet box with the Panglish Wick. And in that, one of my favourite liquids, it's called, you're not going to see that, blended Sapodilla, strawberry and watermelon. Great liquid.
What's
I don't know.
Sapodilla?
I fuck knows what Sapodilla is, but if it tastes anything like the liquid, it's great.
I'm going to check it out.
Excellent.
But I think at the top, that little thing there is a Sapodilla. So God knows. But if it tastes anything like this, I'm happy to eat it. But yeah, that's me done, and I'm drinking water tonight.
Oh.
So a little bit of news before we jump into our advocacy bit. The news isn't really too good. Unfortunately, one of the members of the Grim Army group, his grandson was unfortunately shot over last weekend. Currently in the hospital fighting for his life. The GoFundMe has been posted in the Grim Army group. I believe Nick talked about it on the vlog on Thursday night. If anybody is inclined to check it out, I'm going to figure out how I can drop it in the chat.
If you send it to me in the private, I'll throw it in if you can't get it up there.
That'll probably work better. But we're not. We always say on this show that we're not asking you to. We can't tell you what to do with your money. If you feel inclined to donate, awesome. If not, do us a favor and share it around. The more people that get eyes on it, the more people may end up donating. One good thing has come out of this tragic situation is they did find the shooter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, they found him on Thursday, I believe. This happened on Sunday or Monday, and they found the shooter on Thursday. And he's been charged, and he will be spending probably the rest of his life bars. There were two victims from that shooting, so not a good time. Not the news that we want, but Tom's a really good dude. He's really active in the Grim Army group. So when I talked to him, I just had to do something about it. And a little bit better news on a GoFundMe route. The GoFundMe that Jeremy V had posted for the Tsunami Relief Fund, Sifu, our buddy Sifu, alone raised $500 for that fund.
Dude, that's what community is all about, right there. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's I felt this.
Cheers, mate. As my friend Adam would say, cheers, mate.
I just felt a special connection to that because I know what it's like to lose stuff during, a natural disaster kind of event. My house was hit by a tree during Hurricane Delta, and the last job that I was on first response for hurricanes, and just going to grounds, just seeing the contents of someone's house just thrown across, the landscape, and then we have a family camp in Grand Isle, and just seeing people's camps just wiped down to the foundations. It just kind of hits you a little hard, and I just felt compelled to help those people. I mean, it's like, a hurricane is one thing, but a typhoon is another. It's like you're not just dealing with wind and rain, you're dealing with a wave, like of just solid water, like just wipes everything away. So yeah, I was in a good position, and the response was tremendous. I mean, it taxed me, it took a lot. I think I made over a weekend, so it's so it was tremendous, and I was able to quickly get to that point quickly just from the response. So it's not about it was only born of the response. So it's like I'm just a conduit, right?
Right.
You're giving to me, I'm giving back from what I'm doing. So the response was tremendous, and I was just very grateful and honored to be able to actually do that. Thank you.
That's awesome.
It's definitely a great thing to see community members come together and help. I mean, granted, you've got a connection through the natural disaster end of it. You've got a connection to Jeremy V like we do, but we don't know any of these people that were affected. But that just speaks volumes at the quality of people that are in this community coming together to help a group of people that they don't even know.
Yeah, and $500 in that area will build a whole house for someone. It's
oh yeah.
You think about it in those terms, it's a whole house of people. So
absolutely,
there's several people that nice people here, but
this is not the bathroom.
No, it's occupied. $500 was a whole structured house for people. And to think about, just a little lone mustache out in the world. It's just me making liquid to build a house for someone, just from the response from the community. It hits here, so it's been good. Yeah, thanks
But I mean,
for thinking of me and asking. I was honored to actually be, and then just for the community to respond the way they did is just double.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, not to toot your horn for you, but I have been purchasing your liquids for a couple of years now. And I like to see. I've seen how far you've come just in that time, but your liquids have always been amazing. So, and with all the, anybody that ever asks, go see Sifu. He's got an amazing collection.
Yeah, I'm eclectic. I kind of pride myself on not having.
There, a lot of them were buying from you anyway, but I'm sure you got a backlog of people who may not have purchased from you in the past, who just saw this and went, "Ooh, well, I've been meaning to buy."
Yeah, and then honestly, I don't want to sound like that, but it's it did build my customer base. It's like just give me a shot. That's kind of what I say. Just give me a chance, and just give me a chance to make you something that's not commercial, and and I might win you over. If not, it's fine. But if I do, then I kind of build that relationship, and I was able to build a lot of relationships through this whole thing. So. Everything that I sent well received. And,
my top two are your Baby Come Back and One Peach Man. Easy top two. And they're amazing either way, sub home or mouth along. So,
Thank you.
Dave, you can hit up Sifu either on Facebook or Instagram, and he will send you over a menu, and you folks can talk amongst yourselves to get that squared away. We're going to jump into a little bit of advocacy.
And it's and the way I do things is that I have big vats of liquid sitting around. It's like this little set. I mix directly into a bottle to order, so it's a homemade process, and it's if you haven't experienced DIY, it's you don't sweeteners. I'm able to custom make the way that I like to vape things, and some people like that enough, so kind of works out.
Speaking of people enjoying what you make, I did talk to Texas Mama today, and she has your package just waiting to hit the mail.
Yeah, no worries.
So we're gonna jump right into a little bit of advocacy. These are a few of some of the older calls to action. Obviously, we implore everybody to keep an eye on CASA, or if you're across the pond, take a look at the VIA, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other outlets as well. Right now in the U.S., Hawaii has State Bill 621 and 2278, which would impose a 70% wholesale tax on all vapor products, not just liquids. So liquids, mods, wicks, wires, the whole 9 yards. And it's also going to prohibit direct-to-consumer shipping. And if you remember, Hawaii is one of those lone wolves that have been able to retain USPS shipping to direct to consumer because of They're an island.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I just need to point out, look at this dog. She's crazy. She climbed a shelf. Sorry. I looked up and I was like, what is she doing? She's on the shelf. She's like, hi, I'm here.
She's taking over the show now.
She totally. We have animals, they just do things. It's fine.
Staying with the western part of the country, we've got Alaska, another vapor tax. State Bill 45 would impose a 75% wholesale tax on vapor products. Again, devices and liquids, and ban online sales to consumers.
You know, you got to think about this in those terms. Whenever they say wholesale, so when people buy things to give back to the community, they're paying wholesale prices. So those people that are actually providing service are hit the hardest.
Yep.
Like a wholesale tax is like someone deliberately goes, we're going to hit them where they distribute.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just, it makes me angry.
And it's paramount just as bad as a floor tax, because
yes.
if you got a floor tax, if folks who don't know what a floor tax is, that shop, not only are they paying a higher wholesale tax at the beginning, but they are now paying a higher tax per SKU that's already in their shop. Prior to
We're already paying taxes
legislation, after this legislation, whatever it happens to be. It's a huge pain in the ass. Steve over in Pennsylvania, they've got a 40% wholesale tax right now. Pennsylvania has been pretty shitty to vapors. Let's move over to the East Coast. We've got a flavor ban trying to come up in Maine. Now, Maine has already lost a lot of things when it comes to vaping. They lost online sales prior to the USPS mail ban. But this legislative bill 1693 Part D is a ban on flavored low-risk nicotine products. So not just vaping products, but things like snus and probably smokeless tobacco and whatnot. I understand tobacco is what we've all come away from, but in the grand scheme of things, snus really isn't tobacco, as far as I know. If it is, it's in a pouch. But regardless, you're not inhaling all of these nasty chemicals. But if we have any viewers or listeners in Hawaii, Maine, Alaska, do your due diligence. Contact your representatives. Tell them that to oppose these and any other bills that has to do with vaping in your state. It's harm reduction. It's going to harm the industry. It's going to harm the community, the small business owners, and let's face it, the smokers. It's going to reduce their ability to get these products. We as vapors are very resilient. We know things. We know people. We're going to be okay. It's the small businesses such as the independent juice manufacturers, the independent mod makers, the shop owners, the distribution owners. That's where it's really going to hit these people. And if it hits them, forget about it. Like I said, CASA, follow CASA on any social media platform. Join them. They're free. It's free to join. But you can donate to their cause should you feel that you want to. You don't have to dig deep into your pockets, throw them a $5, whatever it is. We would also suggest that you consider subscribing to the CASA podcast on SoundCloud, and their YouTube channel. You're going to get all the information that we've just given you and then some from Logan, Alex Clark, Danielle Jones, all the gurus of the advocacy world in the United States. Also, head over to Green's channel every other Tuesday, or is it every Tuesday? I'm not sure what his schedule is anymore. But they've got Tuesday Bro Newsday. Him and Danielle Jones. And sometimes they even have guests that they just yammer on about advocacy, and they pound it into folks. You don't have to like advocacy, but at least give it a listen. Adam, you got anything from the UK?
Yeah. They're trying to
shit.
ban it. They're trying to ban it in Scotland. They're trying to do a flavour ban that in Scotland. It's pretty much fallen by the wayside, but it was more to do with the advertisement of vaping products, because over here you can have them on buses, they're on billboards, they're fucking everywhere. They're trying to stop that because they reckon it's going to bring in non-smokers to start vaping, where it turns out less than 1% of vapors are the non-smokers. But I've literally pulled up the thing I was reading the other day, and it basically turns around and they're like, well, it's not going to go anywhere. So it's not like a Bloomberg or any of big money coming over. It was more of some of the Scottish government have turned around and said, we're going to have to look into this because it may be potential for just because the UK has got a huge disposable market, as we've already spoken about, with high nicotine products. They're worried that the kids are going to get hold of them and it's being advertised wrongly, so they're going to look into it. But thankfully, it's not like what you guys have to deal with. But they've taken up. They're in talks and consultations with the UK VIA and Parliament and the Royal College of Physicians, Cancer Research, Heart Foundation, all that shit. Everyone's coming together and talking about it, and it looks like it's just going to be scrapped, and everyone goes back to normal. So that's literally it for the UK. So
That's good.
not too bad. We're not doing too badly, if I'm honest with you, at the moment. So we've had a couple of scares in the road, but as it stands at the moment, we're generally all right.
Well, that's good.
So that's my advocacy.
All right. So any of the folks in the UK should be checking out the UK VIA, the ukvia.co.uk. They're all over social media, Instagram, Twitter, the whole nine. Folks in the European Union, I'm sorry, but still, check out, keep update and check out the IEVA and the EFVI. Don't ask me what those acronyms are for, because I don't remember. But I'm sure if we have any folks in the EU, they'll know exactly what it is.
Yeah, because you've got EFRA as well in the European Union, which is the European Tobacco Harm Reduction Agency or Alliance, one of the two. So that's the other good European one. And then you got ATHRA in Australia.
Yep.
That's they're all. And if you don't know where to look, go to INNCO. I can never say it properly. And they've got a database of all the tobacco harm reduction organisations all around the world. So just type in where you live, and it'll tell you the one that you need to go to.
Cool.
Nice,
all right, everybody. Before we head into our main topic of the night, we are going to take a quick ad break and listen to something from Anthony Ramella. There he is. Nice and quick.
He's the man.
Anthony.
He's the man.
Absolute legend.
What a gem of a human being.
Anthony Ramella.
Don't. Stop.
Yeah.
That gets stuck in my head.
Yeah. That's how we call him. That's that we're beckoning him.
It's like saying you 3 times. You say his name 3 times for sure.
Thank you to Anthony Ramella and Shake and Bake Media. You guys have been absolutely stellar with us, with Codename Wired, the former Weekend Bullshit, Adam's new whatever he's calling it blog on Fridays.
Fuck knows what it's called.
You guys over at Mixing It Up. Anything really from clown, and even the green room guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's everywhere, like horse crap. Love you, buddy.
Our main topic tonight, as you've probably guessed, does involve our illustrious guest. We are here to have Sifu talk us through the history of Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, the whole celebration that's currently going on. Sifu, take it away.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about this before the show. A lot of people don't really understand Mardi Gras is actually a religious Catholic kind of. So it's kind of like the last hurrah before the Lenten season, where you're supposed to abstain and don't eat meat on Fridays and all of the micro rules of Catholic Church and whatever. And the history of Mardi Gras is the parade that we usually see was like a pilgrimage of people going to Holy Land. And the beads that we toss, the people that were walking in the parade would give out rosaries and things like that to the parishioners of the community. So that's where it kind of all stands. You know, where it started in Louisiana. You know, Alabama thinks that they have the first Mardi Gras, and there's kind of, you know, but New Orleans is the big party town, so everyone thinks that it started here. But you know, there's this, that, and the other. But there's different traditions with it. You know, there's the New Orleans Mardi Gras, and then we actually have a Cajun type of Mardi Gras, which is actually a little different. So where I am from, in very deep South Louisiana, Mardi Gras was so people would get on horseback and they would wear costumes with frills on them, and they would go and collect ingredients to make a gumbo for whatever community they're in. So so they would ride out and they would knock on doors and say, "Hey, can you give something to the gumbo?" And somebody would give rice or, you know, onions or whatever it is to make the gumbo. Then once all of those ingredients were collected, they would all come back to one place, and then they would release a chicken and go and catch the chicken. And you know, so it's kind of different traditions in different areas is kind of how it involved. And it just kind of evolved into this haha that we all think of Mardi Gras or Carnival in where it's just in debauchery and boozery and all the things. But it actually, you know, it started out as a religious holiday, just kind of a big last blowout just before the Lenten season. And you know, the gumbo tradition down south is kind of a big deal in the cooler weather here. And it was kind of like, okay, so it's time to not have meat, sausage, and chicken gumbo, you know. So you're supposed to abstain, but it kind of evolved. You know, we're in South Louisiana. You know, we have access to the Gulf of Mexico, and I hate to say it this way, but you know, eating meat, we just have like a fish fry or a crawfish boil. That's it.
Gotta get protein in.
It's always a deal, you know. And yeah, you know, invention is the mother of necessity, right? So if you're not going to have meat, what else we got around here? Oh, we have access to the Gulf of Mexico. Let's fry shrimp. It's not meat, but you're not exactly giving up anything.
You know? No, from what I understand,
I'll take a fish fry over it.
Mardi Gras is celebrated differently in different areas of Louisiana.
Yeah, like I said, you know, the Cajun, the very deep South Cajun is more around that community feast, as opposed around New Orleans area and a little further north, and even in an area, it's more about just a giant party. So
Gotcha.
It's just a reason to get lit, to get really messed up. So But where I'm from, Daryl Darthez is. It was always about the community coming together for a feast. So, it usually centered around gumbo, you know. But further north, you know, the cooking tradition is different, you know, and there's a lot more Spanish, African influences in the northern part of the state as opposed to the south, you know. So, you know, it's kind of like I like to tease Lee a little bit because he's from the New Orleans area, not the real Gerard Butler. I'm calling you out, son. You put tomatoes in your gumbo. So just saying, he does. He probably doesn't, but he does. So it's different influences. So it's more about that Spanish Creole African type of mix there. It's you get a lot of Haitian, African that's kind of Creole, and then there's actually Cajun. We kind of get them. It's kind of a point of contention down here. It's like Creole is not Cajun. Cajun is not Creole, and the spices are not. Cajun seasoning is not just spice. It's not just hot food. It's and their Mardi Gras traditions are different from like, so I do pulled pork. It's whatever the tradition, you know, we're at peak of crawfish season, so a lot of people do or things like that, and it just kind of devolved a family type of ritual. Like on Mardi Gras, this family does, and it kind of it's in pockets of the air of around here that just do that, you know. So so traditions they vary.
Now, I've got a question. I know I asked you earlier on, but I think chat probably won't know. I never heard of this Fat Tuesday. For people out there that haven't got a clue what Fat Tuesday, I'm fat every day of the week. So I don't know when you say Fat Tuesday. What is Fat Tuesday?
Well, you know, fat can be interpreted as other things. It's Big Tuesday, Fat Tuesday. So the Monday before the Mardi Gras is called Lundi Gras, and literally Monday. Monday is Monday. So Lundi Gras is Monday, and then the Tuesday, which is actually the day that you're supposed to do stuff. But of course, you know, in modern society, you have to kind of plan around each little town's parade. Like you can't, everyone can't have a parade on Tuesday.
Yeah. It's
the middle of the work week, and you know, so everybody picks a weekend and they do their parades. And the town that I'm in Youngsville, Louisiana, it's turned into a brouhaha. Like it was a 4-hour parade today. Like people were at my house at 9 a.m. and they're still here. Like they're still here. So Fat Tuesday is just literally the name of the Big Tuesday, which is Mardi Gras. Mardi is Tuesday, so it's
okay.
And Gras, Gros. It's a Gras, Gros. It's all kind of the same word for big, you know. So.
Okay.
So like indulgent Tuesday.
Yes, it's the Big Tuesday. It's the big one.
The big one. I like that.
I do like that.
Yeah.
As an Englishman, whenever we see anything to do with Mardi Gras, for us, when we watch on TV, it's just New Orleans parades. Everyone's getting absolutely wankered, eating loads of food. Is there? You don't see, obviously, generally kids there, because when we see it, it's always at night and everybody's absolutely shit faced. Is there a kids version of Mardi Gras? Do they do something special for the kids during the day before the parents go out and cause trouble?
Well, here's the thing: so there are houses in Mardi Gras. So there is like Apollo and Beauregard, and you know, all of these houses, and they have their own special Mardi Gras balls. Okay, so people show up in black tie. and they go to a big event and have very fancy food and stuff. So there's kings and queens and jesters and court and the whole runamaroo. That's for the adults. The parades are for the kids. It's they kind of start de-evolving, especially the parade. It turned into a very, very family-friendly event where it's like, okay, shield your eyes, kids. There's up there in her yoga pants, twerking up there, and she's almost falling off the 2-story float, driving down the road, and listening to booty music. So, but I guess to say it is that there is adult events, and that is the balls, the Mardi Gras balls, where you dress up in black tie, everyone shows up, and you pay too much for drinks and pay too much for food, and they have to have the balls and the anointing of the king and queen and the and kids don't go to that, but the parades are mostly for the kids. Marching bands show up, and it's mostly the parades are for the family. That's why the different traditions matter. That's just kind of like my preferred. I might be biased because I am deep South, purebred Cajun person. But the whole idea of just a community feast where you bring the kids in to clean the chicken and make the gumbo and make the roux, and all the kids are involved in all of that process. And so that's a little more wholesome.
Yeah.
As opposed to say, you see on TV is, flashing your boobs for beads and just drunken debauchery, and that sells, that makes clicks and it sells papers. It's not. It's a very small part of Mardi Gras. Like I said, like Mardi Gras is a Catholic event in the South. So, and we're predominantly Catholic down here. So the majority of the people celebrate this. And it just turned into kind of just a giant thing. There are some still people that do the whole put on the robes with the frills and go chase the chickens and go get the ingredients and make gumbo. And so, in Erath, Louisiana, and Delcombe, and Church Point, places like that, Karen Crow, Kaplan, Louisiana, Forked Island, they do those traditional, very, very old school type of Mardi Gras.
You said it twice now, and I didn't want to ask the first time. Chase the chicken.
Chase the chicken. Yeah. So gumbo is usually it's majority chicken and sausage. All right. So the tradition is that the opening of the event is that they release the chickens, and they have the kids chase them and catch them, and then they give them to the ladies of the community, and then while the men are out on collecting the ingredients, everyone is back in town cleaning the chickens and getting ready, making the roux, getting the rice ready. And
that sounds great.
The rest of it. Yeah.
Because when you said it, I was like, hang on. I could just imagine. I thought exactly we said someone would let a chicken and everyone had to go catch the chicken.
Yeah,
it's great that the kids they get the kids to catch it because as kids they go and chase that chicken. Mate, that's so much fun.
But sometimes the chickens chase you.
For Mardi Gras, you don't do. We do hens.
Yeah, that's safer.
Yeah, we don't do the roosters. That's generally the gist of it there.
I've heard an awful lot about gumbo, and I did watch a program years ago about this little old black lady that was like the best gumbo maker or something. She's been serving it for donkey's years, and she served it to Obama and that. And she was talking about like the amount of ingredients that goes into making a gumbo. And it just sounded incredible, but it sounded fucking tasty as shit. Like I reckon I'd demolish that whole tank of it.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Is it as good as what they say it is?
Well, here's personally me, Daryl Dortes, Sifu Mustache. I'm not a big gumbo eater. Like so, gumbo traditionally is it's basically a soup with rice in it. so it's majority liquid. I eat it more like rice and gravy. Like I put the rice and then I spoon the gravy over
Yeah.
a lot of meat and stuff, so I can eat it with a fork type of situation. But most people, it's more like a soup. And yeah, it is as good as people say if it's done correctly. Like the key to gumbo is the roux. So roux is basically burning flour and oil. So basically you put oil into a black iron skillet, and then you get the oil hot, and then you start putting flour. You just keep stirring the flour until it gets like a peanut butter color consistency. The darker the roux, the more rich the gravy will be. I don't know if you've ever had like something like marsala or gravies like that. That's kind of the basic same thing. You know, it's so it's like a very deep, rich, dark gravy. And then once you have the roux, then you brown your vegetables and stuff. And that, well, first you're going to brown all of your meats first. So you're going to brown your sausage and chicken into the pan. You're going to take that out. Then you'll put the oil and the flour, and you're going to use whatever burnt flavors are from the meats to make the roux. And then you put your vegetables, and then you start pouring your stock in, and then you mix all of that down, and then you introduce your ingredients, and then it's gumbo is a 6 to 8 hour process. You know,
sounds like an art form.
Yeah, it's my grandmother she makes a seafood gumbo, and it's an event. Whenever she decides, I'm going to make a seafood gumbo, and seafood gumbo's got crab meat and shrimp, and it's an ordeal. And they'll put chicken feet, for the flavor, and a lot of the older ladies will boil eggs. So as the stock gravy is reducing and simmering down, they'll put eggs in them, and so they'll hard boil eggs through the gumbo, and it's a big deal. And then you use your potato salad and gumbo.
My belly is rumbling inside rum. It's making me hungry just listening to that now. It sounds so good. Did
we lose Sifu?
I think we've lost Sifu. Oh, wait. I think he's back. Is he back?
He's back.
Yay!
There's a lot of people.
His internet is too busy celebrating.
There's a lot of people in my town right now, so it's like people from Lafayette and other places, communities come to Youngsville to my Gras. It's a deal here, so there's a lot of people. So the internet is probably coming in and out. But Lee, not the butler, he puts tomatoes in his gumbo. I'm calling you out, Lee. You put tomatoes in your gumbo. You Creole.
Is that like sacrilege? Put your tomatoes in your gumbo?
Oh yes. Yeah. Look, it's good. Let's be real here. It's good. I mean, stewed tomatoes are not terrible, right?
Right.
They're not terrible, but it's just kind of y'all put tomatoes and we don't. And, our way is the right way, your way is wrong. So it's kind of that situation. And that's
to put it into perspective. That's
the Spanish African influence in that area, especially through the port of New Orleans. They're all tomato based, cookery. So when you do the gumbo there, they put the tomatoes.
Josh, this is like the equivalent of like when you told me about the different kinds of chowder in New England that I was not even aware of. The same thing, like the Texas answer is chili, beans or no beans. Which is it?
No beans.
So that's Texas chili.
That's exactly the same thing. So I pick a clown a lot because they invented kolache, which is basically, for me, it's pig in a blanket. So it's a dough, sausage, sausage wrapped in dough and then deep fried and then served. It's like, no, that's
Koblinowski. Different.
Christine is, Christine does the what kolaches are supposed to be. It's got fruit stuff in them, and they're soft or
Yes.
fried and baked. It's whatever. Whenever I go to Buc-ee's in Texas, it says kolache, and it's
Because Bucky's is
fucking
wrong.
sausage wrapped in dough and fried, clown. I'm just telling you right now, that is a.
Well, I all I know is being from New England, we too have an abundant seafood mecca.
Well, for you, it would be the same thing as lobster roll. It's like whose version of lobster
Yeah.
is authentic.
My preferred lobster roll is tossed in butter and served warm versus the tossed in mayo and served cold. So
Adam's like, nope. He's like, neither way.
Oh, that sounds wrong.
hey, you're wearing that Boston hat. When you come here, you will be eating a lot of fucked up things.
I don't do lobster, and I fucking don't do mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is vile.
You don't do lobster because you've never had a New England lobster.
Yeah, you probably had rock lobster, which is really fishy and it's not good. Maine lobster is sweet. Like, it's almost like crab. Much better.
Can't do lobster. And as soon as you said mayonnaise,
It'll be okay.
that's
Hey,
cheapest mayonnaise and chips.
That's why the traditional is served tossed
Y'all
in
do
butter.
that in the UK.
Nah, fuck that. All right,
Yes.
Sifu, cheeky
Dude,
shit.
I have been to the UK, and I have gotten chips, and they give you mayonnaise on the side.
That's if you ask for it. Brown sauce
Is that
all the
just a
way.
tourist thing? Is that
Yeah.
a tourist thing? It's a tourist thing.
Yeah. And they probably
Right.
charge you like 11 quid for it.
Well, they're keeping that stereotype alive, buddy. They're like full sending.
Oh, yeah, they are. The other day I went down Tower of London and they wanted £11 for a bit of fish and some chips. I was like, you're taking a fucking piss. Down my road, I get them for like £3 and it tastes twice as good. These tourist traps. I said to the missus, we were in the wrong fucking bit. And they done hot chocolate, £9 fucking pound for a cup of hot chocolate.
Oh my God.
Oh, you taking a
That's
piss?
like going to Dunkin' for a hot chocolate.
In there. Listen, I've had the fish and chips in England. I love fried cod. It's fucking good.
That's about as much as I can do, cod. And our cods down here, they're literally, where's my camera going? It's literally like this big, huge whole side of cod. And it's like this thick. Load of proper cut chips. When they leave the fucking skin on, I don't see why people cut skin off chips.
No.
That
Well,
way.
you see, like cod down here is not considered good. I love cod. Okay, like we have catfish down here, so we have catfish and trout. And,
I would imagine that if you were to replace cod with catfish, it would taste absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, like we have fish and chips here, but it's called a catfish platter. It's basically fried catfish and French fries
and hush puppies.
Yeah.
Do you go noodling the old catfish where you put your hands in the holes with your finger?
Oh, them people are insane.
It's illegal in Texas, so.
I saw on TV, and this guy pulled out this catfish, and it was about the size of him.
It's illegal in Texas,
and he was struggling.
Some drunk redneck probably used his penis.
Probably.
Hey, listen, if he's got enough,
that's really why they call it noodling.
Listen, if he's got enough penis to go noodling, good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Adam, we've got a question here from Dave Lloyd. What the fuck is brown sauce and fish and chips?
Brown sauce is the greatest sauce in the world. I don't know what the fuck's in it.
I won't.
It don't fucking say what's in it.
No,
but
it
it's
doesn't.
Banging.
It's proprietary.
I will not say that it is the greatest sauce in the world.
It's the fucking greatest sauce in the world.
But it's up there.
It's got the Queen's crown on it. It's appointed, but I tried to get that on my coils just off the record. I tried to get the the Queen stamp on it. The Queen has to have been able to use your product religiously for a minimum of 7 years before you can have it. And I was like, fuck it, she don't fucking vape.
Does she put her little royal pinky in it or something, and that's why it tastes so good?
Probably. But it's called HP after the Houses of Parliament. It's the Houses of Parliament sauce. But it's banging. That on chips, that on baked beans is good. You weren't keen on it though, were you?
As an American, I can attest to that.
It is good stuff. But man,
I'm not with the malt vinegar, so
I love that.
like I pull that shit on everything. Back when I wasn't on keto, welcome to Foodcast, everybody. Can we talk about?
This always turns into food.
Oh, dude! Can we talk about king cakes, because I miss king cakes.
Dave Lloyd, HP is not for steak.
You want to talk about king cake?
If you have to put a sauce on a steak, you've cooked it wrong.
Yes. Yeah, a little horseradish is all you need for a steak. And then if it's a good enough steak,
I like it still mooing when I stick my knife
me too.
in.
You know, a little, some butter, some rosemary, a
little S&P.
That's all you need.
Kiss. That's all you need.
Get those good grill marks down
that's
the
what you
hatch.
need from me. That's
No,
it.
all right.
King cakes.
So, king cakes.
What is
Have you guys
king cake?
ever had a king cake?
No.
No.
I don't even know what it is.
So a king cake, traditionally,
If it's cake, I'm down.
It's basically donut dough. Okay, so imagine the dough for a donut.
Yeah.
That they stretch out long, and then they twist it and connect it back to itself to make a big ring, right? And then but as they're rolling it out, they'll put a layer of, traditionally like a Bavarian cream and cinnamon and stuff. So they make a layer, then they make a layer, then they make a layer, then they make a layer. So it's dough filling, and then they twist it and curl it back into itself, bake it, and then fry it, like deep fry it. So it's and the tradition behind it, like we have one, like the bakery next to me here, the best king cakes I've ever had. It's like a walnut raspberry cream cheese.
Shit, yes. That sounds amazing.
Okay, they ship. So it's Keller's Bakery.
Okay, I need this because
Keller's Bakery will ship to you. It's expensive as fuck.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
We're talking about $100 pastry to get shipped to you, but
it's about the experience. It's about Mardi Gras, and it's about.
Will they ship to the UK? That sounds fucking amazing.
They will ship to the UK.
So this is the king cake that we get in North Texas. Okay, so the closer you get to Houston, they celebrate Mardi Gras pretty heavily. We don't get it here in North Texas. Not like Houston. We get this shitty, really overdry cinnamon roll that they call a king cake with the colors of the Epiphany, purple, yellow, green, and a plastic baby shoved in it. And why the plastic baby? Sifu? Oh, did we lose him again?
I've heard of this. I just don't remember what it is.
So I'll jump in, but I'll let him come back and tell us, right? Oh, Sifu, plastic baby. Tell us about the plastic baby. What does that represent?
Well, so from the debauchery of Fat Tuesday, usually babies are born. So the plastic baby, from what my elders have told me, is that it comes from that. And the tradition of putting it in the king cake is that if you get the slice with the baby in it, you have to bring the king cake to the next Mardi Gras.
Yep.
If anyone hasn't seen it,
now in clown culture,
it's the little baby in there.
You see, that's That's not quite. That's too much cake.
Yeah.
That's too
They're
much.
not, they're very much like the very old school king cakes are actually a lot of phyllo dough
Yeah.
stacked on top of each
Ah.
other, like a very light Bavarian, and they're served warm. You put we like someone brought one today. It was delightful. Like and it's really really tasty. So if you can imagine like a shoe sole type of texture with like a Bavarian and just thicker. So they're usually about an inch or so thick. Like whenever you get a king this thick, it's a cinnamon roll. That's not
exactly.
And I would never turn down a cinnamon roll either. I'll tell you
Well,
that.
they're not. They're
You
not.
just gotta watch them for the baby.
Yes, they're not bad, and don't chip your tooth on the baby. But
Right.
a lot of people they're selling king cakes. They're putting green and yellow frosting on shit and purple frosting and calling it a king cake. It's really
because it's the colors of the Epiphany, and I was under the assumption that the baby represented the baby Jesus. I've never heard, a lot of children are born after Mardi Gras, which that kind of makes sense. But I have heard if you get the baby, you have good luck for the year, and then you have to bring the king cake next year.
Yeah. I've heard both stories. Look, the history of Mardi Gras is very low.
No.
I've heard both sides. Like the baby is the baby Jesus. It's think about Easter coming situation.
Mm-hmm.
But my elder Cajun people, it's like, oh yeah, Mardi Gras, it's go time, buddy.
It's baby time.
It's supposed to be a time of expand your family and
fertility.
Exactly. It's supposed to be a
Sounds
time
very pagan.
Yes.
So is the baby put in before it's cooked? Because wouldn't it melt? Or does someone?
No, it's put in after. It's a secondary thing. Like so, the good king cakes are 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thick. They're very flat. Like if you get a king cake that's kumsa like this, that's they're just selling you a cinnamon roll ring
on this side.
And it's basically the same texture. We had a few king cakes today. Someone brought a traditional, which is always fantastic. So it's like the top of it is flaky and crispy, and the middle is soft phyllo dough, and it's got like this very, very thin layer of Bavarian type of cream in the middle of it. Just light, and it's buttery and crispy, soft, and it's got all the textures involved in it. It's very delightful. But the more standard ones that we get here is more like it's not quite a cakey donut, but it's like a mix between a pastry and a donut. That's
okay.
That's the kind of consistency that you get from it.
We spoke about food, but a question: is there a traditional Mardi Gras drink? Doesn't have to be alcoholic. Just is there a drink that is the Mardi Gras drink?
No, I think everyone kind of picks their poison. I think that's kind of point of the holiday. There's no official Mardi Gras drink. Like traditionally, me in my house, because I started cooking at 8:30 last night, and I was up at 4, 5, 6 just to check on my pit, and we're up at 7 o'clock getting the house ready because people are at my house at 9. So for us, it's a Bloody Mary. It's a Caesar. We're going to have a Caesar. We're going to have a Bloody Mary, and or mimosa for us. But it's such a long day. Like you can't hammer anything. Like this morning, here's a true story. This morning, around 7:30 a.m., I got in my car to go get ice. Okay. And I went down the main drag right through here. There were people playing beer pong and doing shots at 7:30 a.m. this morning.
Yep.
And,
Probably been there all night.
And I guarantee you they're still there.
Yep.
That sounds like the 4th of July around here.
Yeah, so there's no real official drink. I think in New Orleans it's daiquiris are kind of the way to go, frozen daiquiri. Not a traditional daiquiri with just lime and rum, but like a frozen daiquiri. Those are real popular. Grenades, hand grenades, stuff like that. Real super sugary, terrible
Keep you awake.
hangover medicine type of stuff. No, for me, like now that I'm older, I can't. The thought of drinking a hand grenade, makes me ill. Like it makes me ill.
So what is a hand grenade? There's a drink.
It's like a mix of rum and green and just.
Oh, one of those ones. Bit of everything.
Yeah. Everclear. Some people do them with Everclear and stuff. And it's basically high sugared alcohol. It's
God.
It's a bad time, bro. It's like Zima back in the 90s.
Oh God.
It's bad. It's bad. Like Zima came back. Like I was walking through the grocery store. There was a big, kiosk of Zima. I kind of almost threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Of course it came back. It's called White Claw.
Like 92 Prime all over again.
So gross. Hi, here's your chalk.
So bad.
So gross.
No, yeah, there's no real official drink. I think the point of the Mardi Gras is just let it rip. Whatever you want to do it.
Go all out.
Yeah, for me, I had just light domestic beer today. It's just one of the days. I don't drink domestic beer very much, but usually a day like today, that's what I'll go to. Just so I had a little bit of bourbon after I finished cooking. Like once I tore the butts, I was like, okay, everybody, get after it. And it's like I was like, okay. Now I went sit down, I made up bourbon, and I had that, and then that was fine. So
very nice.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think we're going to start rounding out. We're going to add some songs to our Spotify playlist. Folks in chat, I've already kind of warmed you up, made you aware. So start throwing some songs in. We'll be picking a couple from you folks as well. Sifu went first. I'll take it. What the hell? Only because we were talking about it pre-show. Tonight, my songs are No Rain by Blind Melon and Wonderwall by Oasis.
Oh my.
You went full 90s. Just full 90s.
Yeah. Go on, Angela. What are you going to be picking? Because I know you're always the one that's always got everything sorted.
I do. But I'm also like Sifu. I'm very eclectic. I'm like all over the place. So first, I have to do In a Big Country by Big Country because fuck yeah, Big Country.
Oh.
And then the song that has been on like Nicholas's Gaines playlist that I am just really loving. It's called Throne by Bring Me the Horizon. The song is sick.
Tribal Buddha.
The 90s want their one-hit wonders back.
Well, I've gone a bit differently actually. While Sifu still picks his, I've chose Mississippi Queen by Mountain and listen to the music by the Doobie Brothers.
Nice.
So that's something a bit different from me.
I'm finding it. Hold on. It's a Cajun song, so I'm trying to find it. There it is. Okay, I got it. So I'm going to do a traditional Cajun song for mine. So I'm going to have to ask you to type this up. It is a song from the Pine Leaf Boys. It's called J'ai Chiro Tout Partout.
Oh, fuck me.
All right. So JE
JE. Yep.
space CHERCHE space
Yep.
TOU2 space PARTOU.
Love it. And that's by the Pine.
The Pine Leaf Boys.
Pine Leaf Boys.
I am.
Right?
What does it mean? I Jesharu to Patu.
Part 2 is like, I don't know. I'm not the most fluent French speakers, but it's a beautiful song. It's a good Cajun two-step. It's
like it.
one of my favorites. Yeah. And let's do another something that I've been listening a lot to. Let's do Hail Mary Mallon. Kiln, ILN. I want the range on that one, yeah. Yeah, love a Hail Mary Mallon. Love me some Aesop Rock.
Oh, I'm looking everywhere is what it means.
I'm looking everywhere.
I'm looking everywhere. I had to look it up. I was like, wait a minute, this looks familiar.
Let's hold on a second. Let me get back there. Here we go.
I like that.
God, this makes me miss Mulati so much.
Well, this guy, the fellow there playing accordion, they have won a Grammy for that album there.
Oh wow!
For ethnic music. They are supreme. On a random Wednesday night at the Blue Moon Saloon, they'll just show up and play. It's kind of an open Cajun jam. They call it Cajun jams. Just people show up with their instruments and just play. And then sometimes a Cedric Watson or a Pine Leaf Boys will show up. And Cedric Watson is also another person that won a Grammy for Cajun music. He was actually with the Pine Leaf Boys very early, and then he started his own band. But Wilson Savoy from the Pine Leaf Boys is the next coming of Wayne Toops as far as skill with the Cajun accordion, the French accordion. He's phenomenal and a beautiful human being. He was actually on the episode with Anthony Bourdain when he came to Louisiana in Breaux Bridge.
Nice.
He was in that episode.
Oh, Breaux Bridge. Like, I miss Mulati so much. I got to go one time. Once. That was it. And it was gone. And I was, that place was amazing.
Yeah. So if you ever find yourself in this area, I will take you in and feed you, and I'll teach you how to dance, and we'll have a time. I might even boil some crawfish for you.
That sounds awesome.
Sifu,
I don't know if this
place
place is close to you, but check out Cafe Josephine.
Oh yeah, I've been there. That's fantastic.
Love it. The owner is a cousin of a friend who has a bunch of vape shops in that area.
Tim Crater.
Who?
Tim Crater.
Tim, but not different last name.
It might be. I might be having mistaken, but he owns Troposphere.
That is it. That's him.
He is the man. He's an advocate and a stone cold guy, and that is my vape shop. And a shout out to Troposphere because you guys are
shout out Troposphere. They're awesome. Right next to Dawn's Hello Cracklin' and Boudin. Look, I miss that area so much. I miss that place so much. I think Nick and I need to just come out to Louisiana. Because it's awesome. Just not now. Not during Mardi Gras. Like, that's not my thing.
No, Troposphere is the best. Tim is amazing. Like, he's an advocate. He was on the doors of the Capitol, and he's just a solid dude.
And Cafe Josephine is amazing. Okay, this sounds weird, you guys. Smoked, grilled oysters. Sounds disgusting. Amazing. Their food, oh my god!
The look on Adam's face is priceless.
Oh, what we would do back in the day.
I'm not joking.
Yeah, you know,
I've
back
had
in the
oysters.
day,
I had oysters twice. The first time I shit myself on the train on the way home because I got food poisoning.
Oh no.
The second time I shit myself in a taxi because I got food poisoning.
Oh no.
We'll never touch it again.
You would never get it from this place. Oh my gosh, his food is made with like Louisiana love. It's so good. So
As soon as you
good.
said oysters, my arsehole was doing that.
Twitchy bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the traditions we got is that we would get a sack of oysters from P&J and around the Lafourche area, you know, and we had like this special table, and you build a fire underneath it, and it's basically just an iron grate table, and you put the oysters out on top of the table under the fire, and you sit around drinking beer, talking, and you wait for them to pop open, and then you get them and you know, down the hatch. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
And that's the smoked oysters. Yeah, that's the smoked oysters.
Oh.
So you get that smoky oak wood. Yeah, and it's great. That's a good time.
Oh my god.
It sounds good, but I don't think I could ever touch an oyster again. That was a really expensive cab journey home.
You shit in my car, you wanker.
Oh mate, it was and I'm saying it live on YouTube, but it was complete liquid arse.
Oh.
it was all up me.
Shit through a screen door. Kind of.
It was all up. It was all up me back, down the back of my trousers. Oh, it was fucking horrendous.
Oh god. All right.
Yeah,
Hey, the reason I can laugh is because I have been there, bro.
A couple of songs from the chat. Let's get away from the shit talk.
All right.
I'm gonna pick one from Mallory Gates. It's gonna be "Still Counting" by Volbeat. Anybody else? I know there's been a few.
What else have we got?
She put in a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Scary Bitches by Lesbian Vampires from Outer Space. Fuck it, should we just pick that? Because I've never even heard of that before.
Just fucking do it, damn it.
Yeah. There we go.
There's another one, Lesbian Deathbed. Goth Girls Are Easy.
Yes.
Lesbian.
That's not been my experience.
Right?
We're the hardest. They weren't into me.
So, folks, here we are at the end of our show. We want to thank Sifu once again for joining us.
Yes.
It's been an absolute blast, and it's been way too long. We should have gotten you on sooner, but life is life.
Yeah, life is life.
We got to thank once again Anthony Ramella for putting together some wonderful intros and advertisements, and my logo, and just, you know, the show's logo and everything has just been absolutely amazing. This guy knows his stuff. Once again, thank you, Frank Undy. That $4.13 every month really goes pretty far. We used to shout out social media, but it's right here underneath scrolling. You can find the three of us on Instagram. You can find Across the Pond on Facebook. Our email address is acrossthepondusuk@gmail.com. We do have a Patreon. Fucked if I know if anybody else has joined it lately. Mallory, I will drop the Spotify link. Actually, Adam, you can drop the Spotify link into chat if you want.
I got it. I got it.
Angela's got it. It's always in the description.
That's not the right one. That's not the right one. I stupidly was putting everything on a different playlist by accident. So I've had to redo the whole Spotify playlist from the beginning. So I've got it. So I'll drop it in. I'll put it on the description when it goes up tonight.
Okay.
We're gonna let Sifu pimp his own anything and everything if he'd like to. Where can folks find you? Where can they find your amazing liquids?
I'm easy Sunday morning. Just message me on Instagram or on Facebook or any Discord that I'm in, and we'll take care of you there. It's as easy as it gets, buddy. Like I said, my liquids are full custom. I'll give you any ratio and Nick level up to 12 milligram, and my menu is eclectic and diverse, so I have something for everyone, and I have some unusual stuff too that you might not like banana root beer. It's kind of metal, but it's also pretty good. So, and that's it for me. Like, just check us out on Tuesday, 7 Central on Clown's channel, KBTV online, the Mixing It Up show. Overdrip and Clown and Tribal Buddha are just amazing people, and they make really good stuff. Clown is an excellent coil builder, and Overdrip is just super talented. And Steve,
It's Canadian Jesus.
Yeah, he's just a fantastic dude. Even though he's Canadian, it's fine. He's still okay. But and Steve, just a talent. He's only been mixing for, and he's already killing the game. So
he's been a great addition to the show.
Yeah, he's been fun, and they're fantastic people. And just go like us and follow us, and all of my weekly mixes are on ELR. Just look me up on eliquidrecipes.com. All of my mixes are there. All of my weekly mixes. I got some bangers in there. Nothing that I've really developed. Some menu stuff had come in from the shows, but that show is more about experimentation and filling things out and just mixing things on the fly, and talking about flavors and how to combine them, and just our experiences from the mix that day. So it's just fun to do that, and it's always fun. So if you follow me, I'll follow you back, and then I can see whatever you mix. I'll get a notification. I love watching the emails come in with people that are mixing stuff. Tim has been great, an advocate for liberty, and Apathy Miller, and just fantastic people that are in that community. So follow us there, and then you'll start knocking on that door of that mixing life, and you'll have a hobby that's even more involved than just vaping if you choose to go down that road. Because vaping is already it can be pretty involved, but then whenever you get into mixing, it can be even more so. But it's actually more rewarding, because you just having people respond to something positive that you make is very rewarding and positive. So you put that mix out there, and somebody gives it a shot, and they just message you and go, "This is good," and then that's the best feeling. That's the best feeling ever. So
yeah.
But that's more or less for me. I just really wanted to shout out my dudes on Mixing It Up, and thank you guys for having me. This was a blast.
Thanks for hanging out with all these people in your house.
It's great to be thought of in capacity. I never thought I'd be on live YouTube shows doing stuff. So this was a great treat for me. Just thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for being here. Chat, thanks for coming in every couple of weeks.
I've got an update. Sorry, before I forget. That's all right. Sweet. Make sure you stick around for Monday. I'm releasing Cloud Pro coils. Only going to do 5 sets. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Nice.
I'll say it here live now. I will be releasing 5 sets of Mothership Aliens. That's what's going to be sold. So there'll be 5 pairs. Once they're gone, they're gone. But on Monday, I'll go on Instagram live when they're released. So once I go live, they will be released. Once they're gone, they're gone. I'm not making any more.
You might want to limit one per customer, because Mike Kurth will buy them all.
Yeah.
That man has bought me out so many times. He done it
Nice to
live
have
on
a
my
fan,
phone.
though, right? Come on,
I
Sean.
know it's a really nice stress to when you end a show and then you just get a message. Sorry, mate. Like, what have you done? And you go in and he goes out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Oh my god! But I've got to be honest. My Tetris skills has come in really well with packing. Try and get as much in a little package. I think I've managed to get 18 pairs of coils in a large letter.
Oh, wow.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Just
but don't do that
packed
thing
them.
where you have them all perfectly stacked and then you have the straight one to get Tetris and you miss.
Yeah. I missed it a couple of times. I had to force it in the side. Oh no, but yeah, Mike, if you're gonna watch this in the replay, you're all right, mate. But no, he's
Don't
a
go
fucking
forcing
legend.
Oh God, we love each and every one of you. Thank you again, chat. Every couple of weeks, you continue to come back. Let us entertain you. You entertain us as much as we entertain you. So it's great. I will continue to say this. Something that was born out of just sheer boredom between Adam and I has grown so much that we never really thought it would. We were just doing it for shits and giggles, and it's come to the point where not only is the podcast end of it being listened to globally, but
What?
yeah,
That's crazy.
globally. I think we've been listened to in 10 or 12 different countries, and multitudes of times as well, not just a one-off listen. That there are people listening, here and there in about 12 different countries. I don't we never expected it. Anyway, I don't know where everybody stands. I'm not getting political, but my heart goes out to everybody in the Ukraine right now.
Absolutely.
Please keep everybody over there in your thoughts. I don't know if we have any listeners or viewers from the Ukraine, but please do yourselves a favor and do us a favor and be extremely safe and outstanding. Once again, thank you very much for coming. Anybody else have anything else to say before we close it out? Cool.
Be nice, don't be a cunt.
That's a good one. I like that.
That's the best one. Just don't be a cunt.
Have a great night,
Be good to
everybody.
yourselves, be good to each other, and keep on vaping. Cheers, you guys.
See you later.
Mardi Gras. Yeah.